Smart Money community. How you guys doing today?
Hope you guys are doing good.
Yeah, great to see everyone here. And today we're going to dive into how our clients are paying off over $1 million, how they've done it this year, how they did it last year. This isn't like just a one-off. This is multi-years now. We've done this over, we've been tracking for a couple of years, but since we've been tracking, it's been over $1 million a year. I think last year we were 1.3 million. Right now, if you include our back end, we're 1.3 million.
Nice. There's still 5
weeks.
weeks of the year left.
5 weeks of the year left, so we're going to definitely beat that mark, get our numbers in here. But when there's success that happens consistently,
yeah,
when there's a pattern of success, it means you can implement it too. It's not random. It's not just by chance. It's not just the people who are making, $10,000 a month. This is people across the board. People who make 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We got a few of them that are doing more than 10 and above. But that's not the normal.
Yeah.
The normal is an average income. And as well, we're not doing this over thousands of clients. Some people are like, yeah, our clients have done, like I look at Dave Ramsey and he's like, oh, our clients have done, whatever, bazillion of dollars. Well, you've got an audience of multi-millions. So I would hope your clients have done bazillions of dollars of payment.
Yeah.
Right? Like, if not, I'm worried. Us, we take on a handful of clients a month.
Yeah.
5 to 10 a month is what we usually take on here. So think about it. It's November. Well, tomorrow's December. So it's been 11 months. We've worked with, I think, roughly about 90 clients so far this year. Maybe a bit more, maybe a bit less. I don't have the exact number in front of me.
Yeah.
But
so that's a much smaller number getting big results.
Big results. $1 million of debt paid off. Plus, Jen, and I didn't talk about this because you've done this year with our clients, is we have wealth projection for our clients.
Mm-hmm.
And our wealth projection, I think, what are we at? $44 million, I think.
It's incredible.
Here. And I'm going to pull up that doc because I know we keep track of all this, guys. This is how we know what we're doing. We're not just coming out here and puffing our chest saying, yeah, we think we did this.
No, we're not guessing. We're doing the numbers.
We know exactly what we've done because we keep track of all the numbers. So wealth projection, Jen, and this is only amongst, let's see here.
I think it's about a third that we have the information put in so far. Because I know we started doing it a little bit later than the beginning of the year.
Yeah. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Hold on.
Okay, so about a quarter.
29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37. 37.
37 people? Okay, so not quite half.
About a third. About a third,
yeah.
Yeah. 47 million.
Between a third of the people we worked with.
Between a third of the people we've tracked.
Yeah.
We've done this with, because $47 million over the next 20 years. If
Incredible.
They follow steps, continue taking action.
Yeah.
So that's, if you average that out, that's more than $1 million per person.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, it's exciting. It's so exciting, right? Because they're following the plan and that's where they get to land.
Yeah.
It's so exciting.
Yeah. So the question is, how are they doing it and how can you do it too? Because if you haven't had success, what I found is success leads clues. Success leads clues, and you'll follow the leaves. Sorry, I said leads. Success leaves clues. And if you'll follow the clues to success, you too can have success.
Yeah.
It's that simple. All right, but here's what I know. Here's what's not working, Jen. Why don't we talk about what's not working first?
All right.
And then we're going to dive into what is working. Just so you can understand, if you're doing what's not working, it's time to stop. It's time to stop doing what's not working.
Yep.
Start doing what is working. Right? And so what's not working right now? Consumer proposals.
Yeah.
Consolidation loans. So consolidating all your loans into one payment.
Yeah. One easy, smaller payment.
Easy, smaller payment. Take
Keeps you
away
in
the
debt longer.
stress. Yeah, yeah. We'll take away the stress and the anxiety. You just have one simple payment. I'd be good at selling this stuff, wouldn't I? Yeah,
You
one
probably
simple
would be, which is
payment.
frightening.
I'm using my gifts for good, not evil.
Right? Yeah. No, they don't work. Consolidation loans. There's no lesson.
Yeah.
There's no freedom in that.
Yeah, they extend the payment period, which means you end up paying more. Yeah, it doesn't work.
Yep.
0% bounce transfer cards. How many people have tried that?
Yeah.
Oh, instead of paying 29%, pay 0%. You know, you'll be able to save this much interest and knock off your debt.
Except that most people go and open 3 more cards.
How's that working for you? The
Yeah.
story I hear is we pay off all our debt, we keep the cards open, we rack it back up.
Yes. Yeah.
Which tells me it didn't work. Here's a big one, Jen. Remortgaging. And this was big up until probably about 6-7 months ago, where interest rates were low. You know, for the last 14 years, interest rates have been going down. Well, why don't you just remortgage your debt into your house? Instead of paying 20%, Jen, just pay 2%. We'll remortgage at 2%. You take that $40,000 of debt you have, we'll roll it into the house. You know, mathematically, you'll pay less, put that extra money towards the house, you'll be debt free even faster. Wazam! A lot of mortgage agents talk that talk.
Yeah.
Because it beefs up their commission.
Sure.
The more they can get you to remortgage, the more money they make.
Yeah.
No, and they don't, you know, none of these people are trained or understand human psychology.
Yeah.
So they don't see our side of the equation, where people have done this 2 or 3 times, and all those credit cards that were 0 bounced.
Yep.
Go back up.
Rack back up, redo it. I knew someone who had done the remortgage so many times, they owed more on the house than what they had ever paid for it. And there was no equity, no money. It's very sad. Yeah.
Yeah. And I've heard that story too many times.
Yeah.
Talked to a couple the other day. They've had their house for, I think this is 2008. They owe more on it than they paid for the house.
Yeah.
The only saving grace they have was, oh, the value of our house has gone up, so we're okay. Like, no, you're not.
Yeah,
you're not
it's
okay.
It's still like a gray area in that story, right? Like you're like,
yeah, you're almost, you want to retire in like the next 10 years and you're broke. You're not okay.
No.
Here's another one: cryptocurrency hype.
Oh gosh, Mike. I was reading about this in the local paper here, and some kid scammed people out of millions in a crypto scam. A local kid, like 22. Like,
yeah, here's how this goes. Give me $100,000. I'm a cryptocurrency manager. Every month I'll put money back into your account.
mm-hmm.
And they do for about 3 to 4 months, and then they disappear, and you can't
disappear. Yeah.
I like to follow the advice of very wise, smart, rich people. Bill Gates, or not Bill Gates, sorry, Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger. Billionaires. They won't touch cryptocurrency. People say, oh, it's because they're old and they don't understand it. No, we understand. I think
they understand a lot.
We understand it.
Yeah.
And so when someone understands how to make $97 billion for themselves, I listen to what they say.
Right? I want to have lunch with them.
Yeah, versus some broke person. You don't know what you're talking. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll listen to the billionaire. And then they've all said the same thing I've talked about. It's the Wild West. It's not regulated. And which is why people like it. It's not regulated. But the problem when it's not regulated is when things go south, it's not regulated.
Yeah.
So, bye-bye.
Yeah.
FTX is a great example. Billions of dollars gone.
Yeah.
So crypto hype. Am I saying Bitcoin's a scam? No. But you probably, there's a good chance you might have been scammed.
Yeah.
Right? And so that's a big one, get rich. That follows under get rich quick, really, is what it does.
Yeah. I would agree.
But it's the Wild West. And the problem with my issue with cryptocurrency is when I buy it, I hope you think it's worth more than what I paid for it. That's the only value. And if you don't believe it's worth more, then I'm SOL. And a lot of people are SOL right now.
Mm.
It's dropped. Jen, a year ago was it was a $3 trillion industry. Today it's a $1 trillion industry.
Ooh.
In 12 months. I've got stocks that earn more than $1 trillion in a year. Good growth stocks, good companies that I own, that I buy, we all own their products. Guarantee you, half of you own the product of this one company I love.
Yeah.
$2 trillion company right now. Bigger, the company alone is bigger than cryptocurrency. Anyways, I did a whole Facebook Live on that, so you guys can go watch that if you want to watch that. I share that company in that Facebook Live too.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's another one. Financial courses, books, YouTube, and podcasts.
Woo!
Hey, Black Friday just happened.
Yeah.
My inbox was flooded.
Yeah.
50% off, 90% off, last chance, free.
Yep.
Courses have never changed my life. Great information. But if you don't know how to apply the information, again, you're SOL.
Yeah. Yeah, it's that whole application, right? Like we can listen to some really good stuff. We can read some really intelligent things.
Yes.
But unless we apply it and know how to apply it properly, it was just something to listen to or read or engage in for a short season, right? Like life changing is what we want in any avenue of our life where we want to become better, right? Yeah.
Well, Tanya, I'm just reading some of the comments there. She's, you remember Tanya?
Yeah, I love her.
Cochran. She says she's so glad she didn't do a consumer proposal.
Yes. We're glad too.
We're glad you didn't. Yeah, we're so glad you didn't do it either.
Right? Yeah.
We're not saying our way is the easy way, but it's the best way. What I found is the easy route becomes the long route sometimes. But yeah, financial courses, you know what that does, Jen, and all the studies show this, is you get the endorphin hit.
Yeah.
So you feel really good.
Yeah.
But then the stats show about 95% of people that buy that stuff, listen to that stuff, don't apply it.
Yeah.
95%. That's huge. That's a failure rate.
It is huge.
Jen, if you got 5% on a test, would that be a pass?
No.
That would be a fail.
In my world, anything less than like 80% is a fail.
The only world where that's a pass is the education system.
Let's not go there today.
Government indoctrination camps. Oh, sorry.
Let's not go there today.
I've got opinions.
Oh, yeah. But you're right. 5%, like it's not a pass. And so these things aren't transforming people's lives in the ways that I'm sure the authors hope they will. But it's just not.
Well, and the question I asked, so you pay $100 or whatever it is, $200 for this course. What costs you more? The $200 course that you never did anything with, or the coaching program that's going to, we're going to charge you a lot more than that, but your life's going to change. You're going to be part of that millions of dollars that got paid off.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, Tanya, you're in that number too.
Woo!
Tanya, you're part of that number. So, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Last one here is bankruptcies.
Yes.
Woo!
The heart breaks.
Yeah.
Heart breaks.
There's almost no situation where bankruptcies need to be a thing.
Yeah.
Almost no situation. There's always another way.
Yeah.
Right now, 88% of people that try these methods fall right back into old patterns, old debt, old problems.
Yeah.
And the reason is that they don't address the habits and behaviors. They don't address the real problem.
Yeah.
And until you address the real problem, you'll always have the same symptoms.
Yeah, absolutely. Because on the surface, like a budget or a cash flow plan, that's kind of like the surface solution where, Mike, we really go deeper to that next level. Like the surface solution is part of the solution, but in the end, it's not the transformative thing. Like it wasn't a budget that transformed my life, right? It was getting down deeper and really addressing like habits, behaviors, mindsets, all of those things. And a lot of those other solutions, all of those other solutions that we just talked about, solutions,
Solution.
Right? Like
The
they're
old ways.
the old ways. They're just not hitting that aspect of it, which is key for any like life-changing transformation.
Yeah, the budget, when you think about building your financial house, the budget's like a hammer.
Yeah.
You don't build a house with a hammer. You need a hammer, you need a screwdriver, you need nails, you need a saw, you need all these tools to build the house.
Yeah.
Right? And so budget's a hammer. That's one tool, but you need a whole bunch of more.
Yeah.
Or you're gonna have a very shoddy house.
Yeah.
But yeah, so with that being said, so now we know what doesn't work.
Yeah.
Let's talk about how our clients this year, so far this year, when I look at the doc, I'm going to pull it up right here. We've done, we're $1.3 million of debt paid off and money saved. So a combination of both.
Yeah.
$47 million of wealth projection. Woo!
It's incredible.
And that's only amongst a third. So imagine we had, if we average that out over, let's just say, that was the average over everybody here. We'd be at $141 million of wealth projection.
That's incredible.
So who wants to be a millionaire? Put your hand up. So how are they doing it? Let's dive in here. How are they doing it? What are they doing here? I love the way you said this, Jen. So why don't you take number one?
All right. Number one, they paid attention and they got a clue. They got a clue. I know. I feel like I'm getting harsher the older I get and the more the years go on. But like for real, Mike, like they got a clue. They got in tune with their money situation. They knew what was coming in, what was going out, and then they were empowered to make the changes necessary.
So what you're saying is they took their head out of the sand.
Yeah, exactly.
They didn't keep their head in the sand anymore. They looked at the situation, saw how bad it is, or it was, or wasn't, whatever, and start to make decisions.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I mean, when people call us, they know that something's bad, but it's when they start applying week one that they realize how bad it could really be. Right. And really they start to dig in and be like, I don't like this. Right. And it's funny because even I was talking with a gal earlier this week, and even though her situation right now don't look so pretty, she actually felt less stress and more confidence just in knowing the details. Yeah. So paying attention to the numbers actually brought her some peace in the midst of the chaos.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nothing changed in week one, but she had more confidence. She had more clarity.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a jump here and say the anxiety was probably less.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fear was probably less.
Absolutely. Because at least when you know what the situation is, you can tackle it. Where when you're living in the realm of, unknowns, there's not a lot of confidence in unknowns. There's not a lot of peace when you don't know what's going on. But once you have the diagnosis, you're like, okay, now we can come up with a game plan. Right? Yeah.
Absolutely true there. Yeah. So for many of them, it sounds like they're taking stock of the situation. They're looking at the numbers here. Notice we didn't say budget. Yeah. We didn't say they did a budget.
Nope. They just paid attention, got a clue.
Budget isn't going to save your life here. It's a good tool, and it's not the thing that's going to get you to pay off $1 million.
Yeah. Exactly.
Start to pay attention.
Yeah, pay attention, telling the money where to go to, right? Like instead of just wondering where it disappeared to at the end of the week, at the end of the month, really just honing in on the numbers and paying attention. Yeah, that was huge. Number one.
So guys, there it is. Number one, look at the situation, look at the numbers. No matter how scared they are, write it down.
Yeah.
Put it on paper in front of you here, and you're going to start to see a plan. You're going to start to be able to say, okay, this is where we're at. Whoa, that's a lot of debt. I didn't realize I had that much debt, but at least now you know where you're starting from.
Yes.
You don't have this disillusioned idea of what you think you have or don't have. Yeah. You know exactly where you're at here. And then you can start to put the roadmap together.
Mm-hmm.
Right. If I get lost, first thing to do is find out where I am.
Yep.
And then from there, be able to put a map together to get back on track.
Exactly. Plan your route to that final destination, right?
Yeah. Here's the next one. And this is a big one. They've embraced discipline.
Ooh,
Number two.
that word,
Ooh,
discipline.
discipline. No one likes this day and age. No one likes that word.
You
Jen, I
know,
want it now, and I want it 2 minutes ago.
right?
Yeah.
And the thing with discipline, like when I think of the word discipline, I don't like having to like enforce it. Like with my kids, I don't actually like to do that to these little people that I love. But I actually do like what discipline produces, right?
Yeah.
Like even for myself, like implementing like the envelopes, for instance.
Oh yeah.
Like such a great tool to discipline me to stay within the boundaries, right? Yeah. They're the boundaries I decide. So really I can't be mad at the boundaries since I picked it. But having that discipline and just like embracing it allows me to achieve the things that I want. And that's what our clients are seeing too, right? They're embracing the discipline and allowing it to work for them and putting that positive spin on it. And, this whole thought process of I get to decide where this money goes. I get to choose to pay off this debt this month. I choose what to say yes and what to say no to.
Yeah. Well, and when you say things, when you change your language to I get to, I choose to, you've now empowered yourself.
Yes.
You're not a victim anymore.
No.
You're a victor. You're saying, basically what you're saying is I'm doing this today so I'm doing Y today so I can have X tomorrow.
Yes.
I'm paying off debt today so that tomorrow I can keep the $1,000 I have to pay every month.
Yeah.
And I can use that to do the things I really want to do.
Yeah.
Like a trip to Disney.
Yes. Or a hot tub in the backyard.
Exactly.
Yes.
But here's the funny thing about discipline. I think it speaks to what you just said earlier is, whether you're a seeker, a believer, or a skeptic, Hebrews 12:11 really dives into this. No discipline seems pleasant at the time. No discipline seems pleasant. It's not fun when you have to do it.
No.
In fact, it can feel painful, but later on, however, it produces a harvest of righteousness and peace for those who are trained by it.
Yes.
So one of the things I do is I don't eat after like 6 o'clock.
Yep.
It sucks sometimes. Sometimes I go to bed around 9, 10, whatever. Sometimes when I go to bed, I'm hungry.
Yeah.
And I want to eat. It's painful sometimes to go to bed on an empty stomach. But what I have noticed, those are the nights, I get the deepest sleep, the best sleep, and I wake up in the morning feeling great.
Yeah.
Versus the nights I don't do that.
Yeah.
And I'm not disciplined. I wake up in the morning feeling sluggish. I don't get a great sleep. But it's the same idea with your finances. Like one way or another, there's going to be pain.
Oh, I like that. One way or another, there's going to be pain. We're writing that down.
Write that one down.
That's a future post right there.
Right? And sometimes it's delayed pain, aka we'll continue to fool around with debt, and we won't see the consequences. Maybe for some for 10 years, for others for 20 years.
Yeah.
But the reaper's going to show up one day. Piper wants to get paid, and that's when it starts to get painful. And then for others of us, the pain is now. The pain is getting disciplined to not spend more than you make, to put a plan together to say, I want to pay off the debt and become debt free, to maybe sacrifice for a little bit here. Live like no one else today so you can live like no one else tomorrow. Yeah. That usually means you're doing things that people aren't willing to do today.
Yes.
Discipline.
Definitely. Yeah. Right? It's so good. It's so good. It's good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what it looks like there. The next one here's a big one, Jen, and this is huge in our culture, in our society today, is those that are coming through, those that are getting the results, they're choosing to overcome fear. Yeah. And maybe it ties back to making right decisions. Sometimes the right decision is a scary decision.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
The right decision doesn't always feel right, especially when you live in a culture and in a world where debt is normal. Yeah. When Visa's always trying to give you more money. Right?
Yeah.
doing the right thing can feel wrong.
Yeah.
And especially if you've never done it before, you can feel, like, what do you mean? Everyone has a credit card. I need a credit card. I need, the points. Everyone gets points and perks.
Yep. Yeah. Or like scaling back, right? Like that's a big fear of what others are going to think, right? Sometimes there's fear within ourselves, but then there's fear of what others will think, what others will say. Those, in our house, when we have to tell the kids,
sorry,
you know what? Sorry, we're not getting you all a new iPhone this Christmas. But you know what? I could give you $100 toward that iPhone, and you can save up the rest.
Let me teach everyone here something right now. If you've got kids, you want to teach your kids to value that iPhone, don't buy it for them.
Yeah.
Do a match program, but they've got to have skin in the game, or they will treat that thing like trash.
I have seen kids in the schoolyard throwing it.
Yeah.
Throwing a phone in the schoolyard.
Yeah. When your kids pay for that, they ain't throwing that thing.
No.
Especially when they've had to work hard to get there.
Yes.
Skin in the game.
They're going to treat it differently. So
yeah.
But yeah, it's okay to have the conversation with people to say, you know what, we're going to do things a little bit differently this year. Right? Like I know in the past we've gone like, whoo, and some people are just natural givers, right? Like their spiritual love language is like giving. And it's hard to rein in the givers. We love you givers.
Yeah.
But it's actually okay for you to rein it in and still give a thoughtful gift that falls within your boundaries, your disciplined dollars. You get to choose. You get to choose to have a Christmas of peace or the Christmas with, ghosts of purchases past when your Visa bill comes in the new year. Don't do it.
Yeah. Tanya says, choose your hard.
Right?
Yeah, it's like that old saying, marriage is hard, divorce is hard. You choose the hard you want.
Yes.
Broke is hard, getting out of debt is hard. You choose the hard you want.
Yep. Yeah, I love that.
When it comes back to giving, guess who's listening right now?
Yeah.
One of my favorite givers. Teresa.
Yay!
Yeah. One of my favorite. She told me probably one of my favorite giving stories. Teresa, if you're watching this still, it's the pizza story. She told me she was buying, she was buying pizza, getting a pizza slice, and a bunch of Army vets came in.
Yeah.
And she's just like, she has that giving heart, so she bought pizza for everybody.
Oh,
man, that's so cool.
That's incredible. I love it.
That is so cool. So that's a great example of giving and generosity and a generous spirit. Where it can go wrong is if we get unhealthy in it, in terms of we're giving and it's causing the cash flow to not balance.
Yeah.
But what I tell people to do is like get out of debt so you can give generously.
Yeah.
Get out of debt so you can give radically. Not just a couple $100 a month. What about a couple thousand? What about hundreds of thousands?
Right?
It can happen.
Oh my gosh, how much fun. Right?
Yeah.
So good. All right, last one.
Last one, which is
focused and intentional.
Ooh.
Yep. Yeah.
They get focused on what they want. They get intentional about making it happen.
Yes, absolutely. They're not like $20 themselves to death trying to make everything happen, right? They're lasering in on, okay, here's what I need to do right now. And then that step, check. Okay, here's what I need to do now.
Yeah.
Check. Right?
Yeah, one thing at a time. One
thing at a time.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
What happens is people are squirrely these days.
Yeah.
Here, then here, then here, then here.
There's so much glitter distracting us.
And they don't make progress.
Yeah.
But when you get focused, laser focus on one thing, you accomplish it, you move on to the next. And it feels slow because it is slow.
Yeah.
It's like rolling a snowball down a hill. It starts small.
Yes.
Over time it gets bigger.
Yeah.
And when you get intentional and focused like that, your efforts will get more focused and bigger and bigger and bigger as you move step by step by step.
Absolutely. And haven't you found, Mike, because I know I found it, that the more focused and intentional you become, the more you tend to have to work with. Like it just happens. Like the snowball will pick up snow, but then like other things get picked up too. Like, and it just keeps like, it's like a giant wave then, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that. Yeah. Choosing yeses and nos, I think, is a big part of that too.
Well,
right?
Was it you or I read somewhere or something, a post somewhere where they said they say more no's than yeses. Was that one of your posts?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I don't remember it.
I've heard it a few times from sources, but they said, the way to mastery, the way to get into what you want is actually more no's than yeses. You only say yes to the things that really move the needle forward.
Yeah.
No to everything else.
Yeah.
Which comes back to that fear thing, because you might have to tell your friends no.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
No
or
today,
put a limit on something.
Yes tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Put a limit on something. Like just because in the past it was, $100 gift for the gift exchange. This year you can suggest 20. Right? Like.
Well, yeah. Yeah. Christmas is a big one for a lot of people. There's a lot of guilt.
Yes.
And we've had this conversation with people where I said, do you have to spend that much? Why?
Yeah.
Because it's Christmas.
Because it's Christmas.
Because
I've always done it.
Yeah.
Because people will be disappointed.
Yeah. Other than a commercial, a time that commercially we just buy a bunch of things for people.
Yeah.
A lot of times it's stuff they don't need.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's how they're doing it.
Yeah.
That is how they're getting there, guys. And I want to show you this: $1 million, millionaires. What does it take to become a millionaire these days? I'm going to start at 45 because most of our clients are 40s, 50s. So you had nothing. So you got debt free. Average person pays what? $1,000, $2,000 a month.
Yeah.
So you got debt free. You invest in the way that we teach people to invest, not the way your advisor teaches you to invest. And you average 12%. Whoa. You're a millionaire. You go. You're more than a millionaire. Hello.
Nice.
It's not hard. You know what it is, Jen? I noticed this yesterday when I was doing some research on different investments and stuff. The reason most people won't get there is A, they don't start. Which tells me there's a belief around it, because if people believe they could do it, they would do it. But is they're not focused long enough.
Yeah.
There's a podcast yesterday and they were talking about that. People they get out because they're not focused long enough.
Yeah. 20 years is the long game.
It is, but it's not that long.
It's actually not that long.
Jen, the time's going to pass anyways.
Time's going to pass anyways.
20 years.
Right? So true. So true.
Anyways, guys, this is how they're doing it. It's that simple.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to add one more, Jen, because this is obviously our clients.
Yep.
They're all getting a coach.
Yeah.
They're getting a mentor. They're getting someone who is where they want to be, who has gone through the hard work, understands the overwhelm, understands the anxiety, understands the frustration, the snags that are holding them back, and can coach them out of that.
Yeah.
And for many, for the first time in their lifetime, they're paying off more debt than they ever had.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird? Like 3 to 6 months, most of these people are knocking off more debt than they've had their whole life.
Yeah.
So
incredible.
They got a mentor that can, because we want to hide when things don't go the way we want to go. When we're overwhelmed, when we're frustrated, we tend to hide.
Yeah.
Sometimes we hide on Netflix, or wherever. When you got a coach, you can't hide.
No.
They're there. Hey, where are you? Let's go.
Yeah.
I've never seen success in anyone's life without a coach. Michael Jordan, arguably one of the best basketball players. Phil Jackson was the coach. Mentored him. Brought out the greatness. You all have greatness in you, but you need someone to help bring that out, because you live in a society where they tell you debt is normal, debt's okay, everyone's in it, you'll be in debt for the rest of your life, and you need someone to bring out the greatness in you. I want to show you one other myth and one other thing that's going on here. Same time frame, Jen, except 29%. That's what Visa, or let's do 21, because that's what Visa's doing.
Yeah.
But here's the problem. They're getting you hooked at 18.
Wow.
They're getting you hooked at 18 with a free burrito, free t-shirt, and you don't plan to ever go into debt. I know that. They know that. But we also know, studies show that if you hold on to credit long enough, you will fall into debt. $1,500 a month at 21%. Visa makes $1 billion off each person in one generation.
Wow.
We live in a culture where debt is normal. And if you want to be debt free, if you want to become a millionaire, you got to think, got to act differently.
Yeah.
So don't be a Visa statistic. Be a Money Coach Mike statistic. One where you're debt free in the next 24 months. One where you're on track to become a millionaire. One where the overwhelm, the frustration, the anxiety, the hopelessness starts to disappear.
Yeah.
One where you pull out the greatness that's in you, that's been hidden all these years because you just haven't had a plan. You haven't had a mentor. You haven't had the right person to help you do it. That's what we're here to do. So there's 5 weeks left. I know there's probably 5 to 10 people in here that are ready to do this. And I want you to be part of that statistic. By the way, 5 weeks is more than enough time to start knocking off debt.
Yeah.
We've had a few clients. They've been in the program for a month. Some of them have paid off a couple of credit cards already.
Yeah.
Others have saved an emergency fund. 5 weeks, in 5 weeks, you can have $1,000, $2,000 in the bank sitting there. You can have a debt paid off.
Yep.
I want you to be the statistic this year. In 5 weeks, we want that 1.3 to be 1.5.
Oh my gosh. Amazing.
So what do? You hop on a call. You don't give yourself any more excuses. Investing in yourself is one of the best things you're going to do with money. So hop on the call. Yes, it's an investment. So be ready to pay an investment. But I tell you this, if we can't help you, I won't let you work with us. But if we can, be ready. You will be in that millionaire stat. All right. So moneycoachmike.com/call if you're ready to be part of that statistic of paying off over $1 million. If you're ready to be part of that $47 million statistic of becoming a millionaire.
Yes.
If you're ready to change your life for good, bring out the greatness in you, hop on that call. Any last words of wisdom, Jen?
Amazing. Guys, these next few weeks, they're going to pass by. How do you want January to start? Really think about it. Take some time, write it down. And if you're feeling led today to give Mike a call, then definitely book that call.
Yeah.
We'd love to help.
We'll serve you right. We'll take care of you. We can help you. I'll walk you through it. If we can't, I'll just tell you.
Yeah.
We're probably one of the few companies that still have a soul in the coaching space. Yeah, I just said that. We're one of the few companies that actually care about you guys. And it's not about money for us. It's about life transformation and changing here. So if we can help you, we'll show you how. If we can't, I'll just let you know on the call right away. All right. So moneycoachmike.com/call. Head up there. You'll talk with me or you'll talk with Coach Neil. And from there, we'll kind of guide you in terms of what direction to go. All right.
Awesome. Well, have a great day, everyone.